Good morning, HPQ. How are you?
Good morning. Sorry for the late add to the show. Things beyond my control this morning, but I'm here. I'm here just for a hot minute, just to, as you are this morning. So, welcome to the Breakfast Flight Show. Good morning to
Mm.
everybody on HPQ stream. Wolf, Michael, Vista, Jack's Happy, and everybody who's on Sharky Stream, which just seems to be Irish Bug Radio. Good morning, Irish Bug Radio. You are on one today. My gosh. Yes, you
Mm.
are enjoying the show. Nice to see that you are. Also, Selectress Dawn G, Miscellaneous, Pablo Mix, Adelaide Mackenzie, Irish Bug Radio, Irish Bug Radio, Irish Bug Radio. Good morning, everybody. I hope you are well. Well, it's Tuesday, the 11th of February. HBQ's here with the Sharky DJ. We're going to talk about some news this morning. I got some video clips to show this morning and some things that are up for discussion if we've got time. It is already
It's a
25
bit
to
late this morning,
9.
isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
very late this morning, very, very late
Mm.
this morning. But nevertheless, we are here. And someone had sent me a video yesterday talking about the TV license. As I
Mhm.
was talking about it yesterday, saying that they sent out over 41 million letters out to everybody. And they were just talking about the ways that you can mitigate because people get these harassment letters from the
Mhm.
BBC and don't know what to do and think that they need to reply. And I think the one thing that people need to understand, or more than one thing that people understand, is that the BBC can send out these harassment letters, especially if you haven't signed off for saying that you've got a TV license. They're going to just naturally assume that you've got a license and send out a demand letter. You do not have to respond to the demand letter if you don't want to. But then what will happen, they will send another letter out saying that they're going to enforce this, going to send bailiffs out and all sorts threatening, or that they're going to go through a court procedure. Now, if you don't respond to the court procedure, they do what they call a single justice procedure, and they basically hand out the sentence how they see fit, irrespective of whether you're there or not. So always tick the box saying no, you appealing these charges and take it up in and have your day in court. Nevertheless, they're going to keep on sending letters, but you do not have to take any notice of them, only when a warrant is produced. But then they have to prove that you're not watching or you are watching the BBC. So there's a video clip on YouTube that I'm going to share in the stream that I will encourage you all to watch, especially if you do not want to pay your license fee, are not watching the BBC more importantly. And if you are, don't admit to it.
Listen, I don't watch the BBC. The only time I watch it is if at someone's house who has a license.
Ah, there you go.
There
Or
you
use
go.
their license details. I didn't tell you that. And I've got company this morning. Maybe she knows something's up. Willow has come to sit on my lap. Come and give me a little bit of love this morning. Haven't you, Willow? Oh, bless her. She's been banned from my surroundings quite recently. She's been a naughty little girl. But hey, she's all right. But coming on to some other news now, and as I said, I've got some clips, and maybe it might be a good time to discuss this now because the state of our children on the streets is quite difficult to ascertain where and what's gone wrong and how we've got to a level of where our children want to be abusive. Look, do me a favour, play a track, Sharky, and I'll come back. It's a bit of a trigger warning. I'll talk about it afterwards. It's quite deep, and
Mhm.
I'd like to discuss it afterwards. But let's have some happy music. Yes, take my mic off mute. I was sipping tea, and sometimes I'm conscious of the slurps coming through the microphone and everyone else drinking tea with me, which is not necessarily fair. Now, just before the track, I spoke about a video that I'd like to play in regards to the state of our children. Now, I found this a couple of days ago on Facebook. Now, it's an incident that happened in Stockport. Okay, this is not in London. This is in Stockport, and it's a discussion point. We're going to play it. We're going to play it, and then hopefully, Sharky, I'd like you to play a track if you can, and then hopefully that will give the Mixcloud time to digest what's happened in the video and offer what their reactions would be to this situation. Now, I've had to blank out a lot of the language in there because obviously it's young people. They do have some expletives. Please forgive me if I miss out any. I went through it like a fine tooth comb yesterday and muted out anything that could be offensive. So apologies in advance if you hear anything, but I've tried my best to mute it all out. If I do hear any, I'm going to stop it immediately. I'm not going through what I did the last time because that was quite harrowing. But I hope this is the one. Watch this.
What, you open the door? You open the door! Take a hike. Take a hike. Take a hike. Take a hike. Allow me. Touch me now. Touch me now. Take a hike. Dare you? Take a hike. What? You allow me. Oh, what? Touch me. Help me. Yeah. Go for it. 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 Think I'm scared of you because you're a guy, but you'll come back shit out. Stop. What? What? Mum's life getting in my face, is that? He gets it up to me in the leg. Push me again and watch. Do it. Push me again and watch. Do it. Push me again and watch. Stinky breath, little cunt. Shit. You need to take the mate away. Come on. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, you're all mouth. You're all mouth. And you just push me and I push you back. You're a little... You're not pushing me. You're lucky you. Or what? Or what? Or what? Go. Man's like, I'm going to knock this guy out. Who are you? Come on then. Hey. Come on, come on. Evil guy. Evil. Yeah, you want to try again? Yeah, me too. I'm fair, you're fair.
In the end, the little kid got arrested and he started crying. But the worker sadly did get fired from his job.
Okay, that was a lot. That was on the radio. I actually didn't see what was going on there.
And
HPQ.
Yes, thank you so much, because that video was quite long, but I thought it was quite important to show because there was just so many different extremes there. Number one, this little boy was fronting up to an adult, right? Acting very disrespectfully, getting right up into his face and almost provoking the guy to react. Secondly, you've got a worker who's not supposed to react. This kid knows the law. He says, you can't push me, you can't touch me. So he was doing everything to provoke this guy to try and touch him, to provoke a reaction so he could react. He was way smaller than the guy. I mean, I couldn't believe how small this kid was, standing up to this big man. And as you know, some people, there's buttons that you can push, and there's a level that you can reach before you explode. There's a tolerance level, I think. In any job that you do, there is a tolerance level that everyone's got. And you're taught to have certain disciplines. And the good discipline is that you never react. But of course, someone presses that trigger, and that little kid pressed that guy's trigger. Now, what you didn't hear was the language and some of the words that he had used to the young boy, because I had to edit out a lot of the language. And the worker actually threatened the boy and said, I will kill you. I will knock your head off. I will kick the hell out of you. He was using words that were describing a physical assault, basically. And that's the reason perhaps why he got sacked. And obviously he got involved in the scuffle with the lad. He chased him as well. All of that. There's things where he could have stepped back from. But I don't know if I could have kept my sanity and have someone in my face like that and walk away to say, I'm saving my job. All hell would break loose. All hell would just break loose on the streets of Stockport. I'd be fighting everybody, the workers, every child. Someone's getting thrown into that bus. You know, forget morals and standard codes. No, seriously, it's a moral dilemma there. It really is. But it's really looking at the child and the provoking nature of the child and the total disrespect towards an adult that is just and obviously we didn't hear everything, but obviously if you have a child that's saying, you know, you can't touch me and you can't do this, they know exactly what they are doing.
They know that they are pushing you. They know
yes.
a lot of these youngsters, they actually know the law. And that's the difficulty when you get the law that tells you you cannot do this or you cannot do that. But I do feel that everybody does have a right to defend himself. And if you've got a child like that telling somebody you can't push me, and they are actually facing up to that person and pushing their buttons, I think there should be some kind of
Punishment.
punishment for the child, and obviously empathy with the worker, because we are human beings. Yeah, you can't expect a little child to be pushing somebody and carry on pushing that person and expect them not to do nothing. So I can punch you and do all this and start putting. No one wants. It doesn't matter. It's assault. If I turn around and go to another adult and I even just push my finger against that person, that is an assault. So if a youngster is pushing up and punching me, that's assault. So they need to be dealt with. And you should have the right to.
Donald Brown says, an Irish bugger, I am noting your messages. Thank you. Of course you could hire me. You could just privately message me. But Donald Brown says, I do security work. My answer is get staff assistance and walk away. Yes, of course it is. But when someone's pushed, it's like you're having an argument with your girlfriend. And she pushes those buttons to a point where you explode. You don't physically assault her in the majority of cases. I hope not. But you shout, you scream, you get angry, and you say things that you're not supposed to say. And this can happen. You are human. It's going to happen. Unfortunately, when things are caught on camera, there's no disproving what you've done. And there are certain actions that he took that he shouldn't have taken. And I empathise with him 110%. I don't know if I could have held my ground with that child. Somebody probably would have been injured. Right, I would have been in a police station, and a couple of weeks later having a jail sentence for assault. It would have been as simple as that, because some of these children are completely out of order. Where are the parents? Where's the teaching? Why do the parents not know where they are? But of course, that's because the government is pushing us back into work. Can't stay at home and look after our kids anymore. Got to have 3 jobs, 2 side hustles, and 1 side piece. It's a lot.
One side piece. Yeah, there's a lot of chat in the Mixcloud there. Should I play a track and you read them out to go through them, or you want to chat and talk now?
No, we'll say a little bit more. The Irish Bug Radio. Oh, sorry. Let's have a look. Irish Bug Radio says the man has no idea about life. Adelaide Mackenzie says, I'm a black woman of a black son. I say walk away if you're the only black person there. I know, but I'm tired of us being like, as black people, we need to do this and we need to say yes, massa, and keep it moving. Adelaide says that the Trump era that we're in, yes, of course. Irish Bug says, I never get angry. That's very good. I love people with that level of tolerance that can't get angry. I wish I could maintain that. Spice Nice says, yep, I agree. And Irish Bug says, this girl is smart. Thank you. We're both smart. Everybody's smart on here. And thank you for the comments there. But yeah, it was a difficult one. It really is. And as you said, we all would react every different ways. I had another video about a woman talking about knowing where her child is, but we'll play that another time because I don't want it to be too deep this morning. We're on a short time already, so let's play a track and we'll come back. You know what I'm going to come back to? I'm going to come back to this. Remember the Bitcoin guy that lost his hard drive in the dump? We're still on this story. We're still on this. He's still trying.
He's still trying, yeah.
He's still trying.
Okay. Yes, we are back. So.
We are back indeed. After that little break, what a short radio show we have today. Sorry about that. All sorts of things happen sometimes that are just out of our control. But I'm glad that you guys are still with us this morning. We had a harrowing video just before the break that we all commented on. But let's talk about this chap now. And I've spoke about him in the news over the last few months about this father. Now, he had a hard drive with Bitcoin on when he first bought it. It's now worth 630 million at today's prices. Now, he put it to the side by accident. His wife threw it out, and he's been battling with a council to get into its landfill to look for this hard drive to get it back. Now, he's offered all sorts to the council. He's offered to pay for the dig, for all the workers and everything to put it back to its original site. He's offered them so many things, and the council has stood fast in its ground and said no. Now, Newport City Council has announced that it's selling this piece of land, and he's launched a legal bid to
Buy it.
to buy it.
Mm.
Now, if the council was smart, they would have excavated that land already, got that hard drive, and they've got 630 million sitting in their coffers. Well, someone has.
Yeah.
Somebody has.
But the thing about it is as well, when they get rubbish, I don't think maybe he realizes that when they do get the rubbish, they do sift through all the rubbish. It's a possibility that somebody actually has got that hard drive and doesn't know. Because obviously, if they find a hard drive, they obviously put it in like the metals. It could be crushed or anything. So it'd be interesting if he gets it back. It would be a very interesting story if he does get it back.
Oh, what a good time it is to be a bin man. If I was on duty that day, I would have read that story and be like, right, I know where I threw that bag. I'm going in.
Yeah.
I'm going in. I'm putting on, you know, those, you know, when you go into one of those nuclear places and you mask up. Yeah, man, I'm going in. Just have a good shower afterwards. I don't care.
Oh,
For
yeah.
630 million, I'm going in that wasteland. I'm getting in knee deep. In there, swimming in it. I'm buying that hard drive. 630 million? Oh, mate, I'm in there. Just diving.
What would you do if you had 630 million pounds? Like, you know, what would you do if you had 630? I mean, what would you do?
Would you dive in?
I'll tell you, I know, but what would you do if you had 630 million pounds? You know, just like that.
Oh, just had 630 million
Yeah,
pounds.
like, you know, it just fell into your hand for some reason.
I'll tell you what. I got a master plan if I fell into some cash, but with 630 million, I'd definitely do something for charity or the community. Definitely set up a charitable trust. Definitely do something, build something, have something. With that amount of money, you'd have to. That would be very greedy to have all that money and keep it in the bank and just pass it on to your children. We need to provide generational wealth. Maybe open up like the Bank of Dave. Open up the Bank of HPQ. Open up the Bank of HPQ.
Would you dump your partner?
Well, it depends. If Idris came and said, yo, HPQ, right? You look more attractive with all this cash. Let's go. I might be tempted. I don't know.
Do you think that the wife possibly has it and given it to her side piece and say, look, just hold on to that, yeah? Let's just get rid of him first. And
listen,
then, yeah.
if you're smart, yes. Oh, sorry,
See what I
babe,
mean?
I threw it out by accident.
See what
I don't know where
guys?
it is. In the meantime, that money's sitting in some island in New Jersey, tax-free. And every so often she's going away. Oh, darling, I'm going on a business trip. Gone for 4 weeks. Come back.
Exactly.
You all right, babe? Yeah, she's living the life. We don't ever hear of the wife, so we don't know. He may have divorced her on the grounds that he was so angry that, you know, they've got 630 million fortune. But he must have some fortune if he wants to buy Newport City Council. And he must have some fortune.
He must have a lot of money to be, you know, spending a lot of money digging
to
up a
be
landfill.
instigating the dig. Yeah, so why can't he settle with the fortune he's already got? And this is what I'm talking about. Why do people want, if you've got 25 million or 25 billion, say, you know, let's just go there. Why would you want more than 25 billion? I mean, you could never spend that in your lifetime unless you're buying a couple of private jets and super yachts, a couple of islands, pay for expensive lawyers and wives. Yeah, you could use that up.
What's yachts?
Yachts.
No, just taking Mickey. I don't know. I think people who want more money, it's all about power, isn't it? It's the more money you got, the more power you got, the more you control the world. It's the people that have money that control the world, not the banks. The banks just hold it. They get rich by holding it. But whoever owns the banks, whoever rules the religion, and whoever owns media, they're the ones that control the world.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes.
Good gosh, yeah. Talking about banks and
Those
financial
three things.
institutions, don't get me started. I really hate the fact is that contactless is trying to up their levels. From 2021 was the last time they upped the contactless levels from £45 to £100. And they just tap away. Now they're looking to up the level to unlimited, maybe. You can tap away for anything.
And just put your PIN number in, yeah.
Yeah. They're also looking to get rid of the numbers on the back of the cards as well and just have a total card or virtual cards. I don't know if any of you've noticed, but with some of these internet banks, they're giving you virtual cards as well as your physical cards that you have. And also you can can add your cards to your wallet or your Apple Pay to make it so much more easier to pay for stuff. We're going digital, people. Where cash is going.
I
It's no
know,
longer king.
and I'll be honest with you, it's like almost people are realizing now, and a lot of shops are saying, they want cash now. My shop up the road is like, put a note up, talking about cash. He was complaining about the money that he's got to pay, and he's like saying, look, the more cash, the better. And if you don't, if you don't use it,
well.
mm,
You don't have
and
to
you can
clear all the
exactly.
cash. Yeah.
If you don't use it, you will lose it, and it's very important. People don't even realize what we're getting ourselves into. When it goes cashless, it is, it will be
Well,
missed.
then the government can completely trace exactly how we spend
Everything.
our money.
So if you are
Everything.
like a DJ and you get paid, and you can, normally you get paid cash like 250 quid, that would have to go through your bank. There's no way of hiding it anymore. No matter what job you do, from the last penny, they will know about it, and that's when everything will be taxed. You can't get away with anything.
No, and you know what the DWP is doing? They're getting snooping powers to get into your bank accounts. They're going to go in and check your flights if you're traveling too.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are claiming benefits and doing all sorts of dodgy stuff, it's time to stop. Do something different, because they're investigating everybody. They want to claw back every single penny.
Penny, exactly.
Nothing's sacred anymore.
So get cash in hand while you can.
You can.
While you can, as much cash in hand as you can.
And I'm sure this young lady in Paris that I'm going to read about gets cash in hand. She has... Oh, rolling on the likes of some of these ladies that like to have open sessions, right? How many people can they sleep with in 1 hour, 1 day, 24 hours? Well, there's a factory in Paris. They're calling it a factory where you can go in and pay £60 to come in and join a group session. If you're into group sessions, £60 will get you in for your €80, £60 for lots of people to indulge with one young lady. I don't know what the world is coming to. We are coming on levels of debauchery. You feel like it's going to be biblical times where everyone's going to burn and it's going to start again. Because what we're getting up to, what we're thinking of, or what we're indulging in is just nothing short of, we're going to burn in hell, man. We're going to burn in hell for some of our thoughts and what we can do.
It is getting very, very, very bad.
Yeah. People's promiscuities and people's thoughts and imaginations are now being brought to life with the power of social media and AI. Right? No longer is it hidden in the delves of your brain. Now it's like, well, this is what I like, and I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to set up a channel for it, and there's going to be people that love it. And there is this world. I love it, but I do hate it at the same time.
Susie Cruz says, "Awadi."
Morning, Susie Cruz. Yes, Susie Cruz. £60, man. Group session.
Gosh, that's cheap, innit? It starts off at £60 before you know it is like £600. It always starts off cheap, these things, and then before you know it, the price goes up. The more demand, supply and demand, it goes up like house prices. Let's play a quick track, and let's come back to what you're going to talk about.
And just amazingly so, Paris police are saying they are unable to shut this place down. It's because they're going there.
Ooh, yeah, here we go.
Yes, I'm reading what's going on in the chat. Adelaide McKenzie or Susie Cruz, they're both saying the world's going absolutely mad and self-respect is gone. Adelaide says, now we're still here. We still have it in our generation. It will turn like the series Handmaid's Tale. Maybe so. And in fact, there was a story about there was a baby making factory discovered in America. Women kept as slaves on human egg farm. 100 victims are fed hormones and treated like cattle, with eggs removed and sold each month by gangsters. This is in Georgia, right? And their horrifying ordeal has been revealed by 3 Thai women, and they were forced over into the country and literally worked on an egg factory. Now, they were lured in on a job offer from Facebook, promising them a salary between $9,000 to $14,000, if we're talking about sterling. To work as surrogates for a Georgian couples who couldn't have children. So they said yes, they would have children for them. However, as they travelled there, all expenses paid, the usual thing. Passports get taken away, pumped up with hormones. and basically their ovaries were stimulated every month to produce babies. Not to
Wow.
produce babies, to produce eggs, and then the eggs were removed once a month to go into
This
the
is a,
baby making
a
process.
real story, right?
It is just
Gosh.
as real as it is that children are getting kidnapped for what do they call it now? You know, when they take their kidneys and their
Oh
hearts and
yeah, yeah.
everything for
The body
transplants.
parts,
Yeah,
transplants.
take
Yeah.
their body plants. There's a lot of that happening, trafficking and the kidnapping. And this
Seen
is
some
another
films
thing
on
that's
that.
happening now.
Sad.
People are desperate for children, that they are using other women as baby making vessels.
So
Which is,
sad indeed.
it is, it
Very
is, that
sad
is.
indeed.
Why? I don't know. But I've got another story, just quickly. We've got 10 minutes to go. And I want to talk about this. I was going to bring it next week, but I kind of want to talk about it now. It's going back to the agenda news that I used to speak about
The
uh,
agenda.
last year. Yeah, because Barclays have paid out a customer over £2,000 compensation for misgendering complaints. Now, I kind of want to read you the story so that you understand it. Now, basically, this person was calling in to the call centre and staff members were misgendering the person. The person identified as female, but obviously they had a male voice. And the staff obviously can't see what the person is on the other side. They corrected themselves. But anyway, and at first, when they had the issues, they spoke to them through the app. But I'm trying to get to the crux of this story, but he's been awarded several times from Barclays, several different amounts of compensation. Now, he's rang up to complain about a particular service, and they've addressed him as sir. He said, I'm not sir, I'm so-and-so. This is at the time, even though on the notes it says it's miss whatever, but because the person's speaking in a male voice, it's that human nature error that you call them sir by accident. Now, the callers have profusely apologised afterwards. It's not like they've been sniggering and laughing or doing it on purpose. It has been two genuine mistakes. However, the courts or the compensation or the ombudsman have ruled in the customer's favour and says that the responsibility lies with Barclays to ensure its staff do not misgender anyone, regardless of the communication channel being used.
Wow. What is this world coming to? So I
So,
could. Yeah, go on.
so if it says miss on there and the person's speaking in male, you've got to make sure that you get it correct and you check before you speak now. You can't just assume. You can't assume anymore. You could get into deep trouble.
Yeah, that's with business, but I could imagine people who who would know somebody like that, who would just be like unruly and say, I'm going to call you sir, I'm going to call you man, car man, vice you have. A lot of people be like that. So in the corporate world and stuff like that, you know, they'll have to adhere to that. But in the real world, it's
You
a,
know, maybe I should
he's a man.
just I should test the waters. Maybe I should change my name to Mr. Thomas. Often I get, yes, Mr. Thomas, and they know they're talking to a woman and they apologise. Maybe I should ring up and start complaining when they get the salutation incorrect. Or change it to Mr. Thomas and say I identify as a man but have my female voice and see if I get misgendered and then go claim compensation from all
Yeah.
these places.
Make
Just
some
keep
money. Why
reeling it
not?
in.
That's what everyone should do.
Keep reeling it
Everybody,
in.
you know what? Everyone should do that. Or if you know what, everybody, like guys should change their names to Miss, ladies change their names to Mister, and then let them address us like that. Put it on record. Say you're being recorded, and as soon as they say that, you've got evidence. Claim compensation. They'll soon stop that.
I tell you what, if I go into
They
the
soon
workplace
would
and
stop
someone
it.
says, what part of the Caribbean are you from? I'm going to say, I identify as white and I am offended.
Yes.
How would you, why are you saying I'm from the Caribbean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then take them to court and make some money.
Take them to HR. There you go, people. There's another side hustle for those that are looking to change their jobs, for that don't want to go into the office for 5 days a week. There we go. Change your salutation, right? Get misgendered on calls. Go for compensation. This person's claimed like 4 or 5 times, you know. It's not just 2K in one go. It's several different times. Every time he's rang up Barclays, and if they get his name wrong or misgender him, he goes complaints and gets £200-300 each time. I'm doing the same thing, man. Telling
Need
you,
to just
I'm going to say my
complain,
name
isn't
is
it?
Lady. Why are you not addressing me as Lady?
Yeah, complain about everything. I'm sure you can make some money. Yeah, if your food comes cold, you want some money back.
Always with me. You know me already. You know if it's cold, you're taking some money back off there. If I've had to listen, the other day we went out for a meal, and they bought my food. Your food wasn't cooked properly. I ate my food before your food. I ended up having dinner by myself. You ended up having dinner by yourself.
Yeah.
They got to pay for that.
She complained. She always complains that if the food is not right. I said, look, I want a well done steak. And she clearly said he wants it well cooked, no blood, no red. It came with red in the middle. Of course, I can't eat. I can't stand the taste. So it went back. So her food was there.
They forgot about it, you know.
They forgot all about it. Send me my food. And then she was like, right, that's it. Our bill's going down. And it sure as hell did.
Oh, yeah. I told you already about my Miller and Carter special, man.
That's what you
my
guys
son and
gotta
I had
do.
My son and I had about £120 worth of food and drinks, and we paid about £19.95. Wicked. They were just late, and it was cold, and it was long, and all of those attributes. Yeah, £19.95 for about £110 meal with drinks. It was. Listen, you want to come out with me if you don't want to pay.
Yeah, you go out with HPQ, your food will definitely be, because she's going to find something wrong with the food.
Something.
Like, the first thing she said, is it warm?
If it's warm, it's going back in. I need
It's
to get out
going
already.
straight back.
That's one. Cha-ching. Next. And I'm not one of those people that go looking for hairs or plant hairs in my food. I don't do that. If there's something generally wrong with the service or the food, and do not bring me cold food, do not feed me cold food. The one thing I can't stand is cold food, because bacteria grows in cold food. I'd like to know it's been cooked and everything's been killed. Right? Bring me hot foods.
Kill all the mites and the insects and everything. Kill everything.
I'm telling you, Adelaide. Seriously, nothing goes past me without a little complaint. Even the coach for the Spa Weekender, I had to buy teas and coffees. I want my money back. Complaints going in. Yeah, man. I'm a letter writer.